Hello Minecraftians, this is BadBoyHalo with the Saints of Games, and I'm going to teach you guys a little compass trick that helps me avoid traps, because ever since I started using this trick, I haven't really bumped into a lot of traps. You know, you're just walking along in the normal game tracking players, and all of a sudden, bam, you find yourself pulled up into a tower, or pulled underground, and that's terrible. You get pulled into a trap, and it seems like there's no way to get out of it, or no way to take out the person who's pulled you into the trap, and then you find yourself dead. Well, hopefully, with this trick I'm about to teach you, it'll hopefully give you guys a little bit of an edge in being able to avoid those traps so that you can get better prepared when you go to try and take them out. And I'll explain better prepared in a little bit. But basically, the tip is very simple, and it involves something like this. Essentially, what you're going to do is you have your normal compass, you have somebody in that direction or whatever, you right click, lock onto them, and then instead of just walking straight towards them, you're going to cut a little bit to the right. And see, there's that dude over there. He's just going to run. I'm going to let him put some distance because I have a dummy set up for this. Okay, so he runs that way. Let's go over here a little bit so we can lock on. There we go. Okay, so I'm locked on to BadBoyHalo, which is the target. Alright, so I'm right clicking, locked onto him, then instead of running straight towards him like I normally would, I'm going to go, or what I do is I go and aim my compass a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left. It doesn't really matter. Let's go a little bit to the right. And you keep your eye to the opposite direction. So I'm going to keep my eye over here, watching to see if anyone's above ground, but I'm going to cut a little bit to the right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch my compass as I'm walking. I'm just going to stay a little bit to the right, and I'm going to watch my compass, and you can see I marked the location with some red wool. I'm going to just watch my compass as it turns, and that's going to give me a tip. And then once it turns a good amount, I'm going to turn back this way, relock onto them, and I'm like, oh, it's straight ahead that way. But again, instead of walking straight towards it, which could put me over the trap, I'm going to aim a little bit to the right. I'm going to just kind of curve. Now this may seem like common sense to a lot of you, and then I'm going to notice, oh, it's turning. So again, I can pretty much get a good reading. Now you notice how close I am to the spot, how close I am over it without actually being straight over it. If I just walk straight towards this location, I might be straight over it. But now I can pay attention, look up if there's towers. If there was a guy above ground, I could go attack him, and I'd still have him within my sight, and I still wouldn't miss him. But this way, I avoid walking straight over a Hulk Endermage trap, and that's the goal of this tip. Because what you can do is, as you notice your compass start to move, and focusing, and if you focus on how much it moves, you can pretty much get an idea of where the trap is, or where the player is, without actually walking over them. And then as you get close, I'm not within Endermage range, and I can look down, see if I spot a name, you know, look up, make sure there's no tower, and I'm not within the range. And then if I look down and I'm like, oh, there's a guy right down there, I see him. Now instead of walking straight over him, which would not be a good idea, and going, hey, let me dig straight down to him, that is bad. Don't do that. What I see a lot of people do a lot of the time is first they just lock onto someone, and then they're like, okay, walk straight towards them, then all of a sudden, bam, you're Endermage. That's not good. I want to help you guys avoid that situation. So instead of doing that, use the little compass trick, just go a little bit to the right, and it'll kind of have you spiral around the trap, which will help you avoid it. Alright, so now just for one more little tip. When you reach a trap, or when you reach a location that you're pretty sure is a trap, like you reach this guy, and you're like, alright, let me go down to him. Again, instead of just digging straight down and not getting any resources, and I do this a lot too when I'm going to take out traps. I don't spend the time to, get ready or anything, but this is something you should really do. Instead of just digging straight down and going for him, back up, take the time, get a pickaxe, and get a normal axe. Remember, the stronger the tools you can get, but a stone of each will work fine. Get an axe, and, just get ready to go. Get these two items along with your sword, and then get yourself a little bit of ways and start digging down. So you dig down, and that way, if you do get pulled into the trap, or if it turns out to be an Endermage or a Hulk type trap and you find yourself getting suffocated, instead of getting straight pulled into it and, you know, getting killed, you'll have both of the tools needed to get out. So if it's wood that you're being suffocated in, or if you're hulked into wood, you can just quickly break it with your stone axe, or if it's stone you've been pulled in, you can quickly break it this way, and then hopefully that will give you a little bit of time to escape from the trap and you can kill the Hulk. I'm going to link to the description of people who have successfully pulled off this escape method, and it does work. Simply having these two tools in your inventory is a huge help. I'm not even kidding. And even better, if you forget to craft one of these tools and they suffocate you in a crafting table, just make them right there. Make them quickly. But trust me, this works. Like, just having these two tools will help you in most of these situations. Sure, there's going to be really hard traps to get out of, but these two tools will definitely make your life a lot easier. So go ahead and leave me your suggestions in the comment section. What trap video or what tutorial video should I do next? Maybe a little tip video. What would you like tips on? Also, throw any tips you have for avoiding these Hulk traps or avoiding traps in general, and leave them in the comment section. Anyway, that's all, guys. Have happy hardcore games. Stay out of the traps, and may the odds be ever in your favor.